Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy podcast. This is day 428 of our trek, and today is Philosophy Friday. Every Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. Currently, each Friday, we are in a multi-week trek as we explore the teachings of some of my virtual mentors such as Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, and Earl Nightingale. The core of our current trek is based primarily on Jim Rohn's book called The 5 Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle. I have learned a considerable amount from reading and rereading this book for my own life's trek, and I trust that you'll benefit from it also. Keeping with the continuity of Wisdom Trek, I will be adapting it to the 5 Trails on Life's Trek. We are broadcasting from our studio at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Paula has a couple of her Charlotte friends, which are part of her monthly quilting group here for the week for a retreat. They are busy working on some neat projects, and it is great to be able to share this time with friends. We love to have others to share our home here. It is our philosophy that we are just stewards of all that we have. This week for me has been a continuation of steady client work and also podcast-related projects. Even with a steady workload, my mind is constantly seeing new opportunities in so many areas of business and life. I have to continually remind myself that in order to maintain this lifestyle we enjoy, and is also concurrent with our life's philosophy, that we need to focus on any new opportunities in the order of importance for this particular season of our life. We all have a particular philosophy or worldview about life. It is what our integrity and value system is based on. It is also important that we continually refine the philosophy to be successful in any area of our life. So far on this extended trek, we have explored what makes up our unique personal philosophy. And on our trek for today, we will continue with the first of 5 trails on life's trek, which is the Philosophy Trail. Specifically, we want to explore how to develop a powerful personal philosophy. So let's break camp and continue on this first trail, and this is Philosophy Part 2. As a reminder, on our overall extended trek, we will cover the 5 trails on life's trek, and those 5 trails are philosophy, attitude, activity, results, and lifestyle. The greatest influence on what you decide to do with tomorrow's opportunities is not going to be circumstance, but rather what and how you think. What you think and the conclusions you reach regarding life's challenges is going to be the sum totals of what you have learned up until this point. This learning process plays a major role in determining your personal philosophy. Over the years, you have managed to gather up a considerable amount of knowledge. You cannot live without the information that surrounds you, making an impact on how you think. The human mind is continually taking pictures and recording sights and sounds around us. Every experience is etched into the neurons of your brain. Every word, every song, every television program, every conversation, and every book has made an electrical or chemical imprint into your mental computers. Each emotion, each thought, each activities in which you have been engaged has created a new circuit in your brain, which is linked to all the other circuits that already existed. All that has touched your life has been indelibly recorded in your mind. All that you are is a result of the accumulation of the input, which is intricately connected to the delicate combination of chemicals and electrical impulse that is stored in your 3-pound brain. All that has ever happened in and around you is now your uniqueness that you call yourself as an individual human being. How to use all of this information and the way that you've assembled the knowledge that you have gathered forms your personal philosophy. The problem is that much of this information that we have gathered has resulted in erroneous conclusions about life that can actually block the achievement of your goals. The only way to eliminate these mental barriers is to review, realign, and revise your personal philosophy. The best way to establish a new and powerful personal philosophy is to begin with the objective to review the conclusions that you have drawn about life. Any conclusion is not working for you may actually be working against you. Suppose, for example, you decide that your current employer is not paying you enough. Your value system, based on several years of accumulated information and experience, says, well, that's just not fair. This value judgment causes you to take specific steps in retaliation. As a result, you reduce your effort and you do only those things that you feel that your current paycheck justifies. Now, there's nothing wrong with this decision, provided that your goal is to remain where you are, doing what you're currently doing, and getting paid what you're currently getting paid for the rest of your life. All of your counterproductive beliefs and choices may be the result of years of accumulating misinformation. Perhaps you have simply been around the wrong sources and gathered up the wrong data. The decisions that you are making are not wrong based on the information that you have, but consider this. What if the information that you have is based on wrong information, which is causing you to make wrong decisions? Unfortunately, these wrong decisions could be leading you further away rather than closer toward your achievement of goals. Since it is virtually impossible to identify and erase all the misleading information in your mental computers, the only way to change your thinking habits is to input new information. Unless you change what you know, you will continue to believe, decide, and act in a manner that is contrary to your best interests. The unfortunate aspect of this is that unless you proactively obtain new information, you may not even realize that your current thinking patterns are detrimental to your overall success. You need to be continually renewing your mind, as the Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the church at Rome, chapter 12, verse 2. Don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know what God's will is for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Getting the information that success and happiness requires and getting it accurately is essential. Otherwise, you will inevitably drift into arrogance, becoming deluded by your power, your prestige, and your possessions. The question that you need to ask yourself is, where can I get new, accurate, and better ideas and information that will enable me to become more than I currently am? Fortunately, there is a wealth of positive information all around you just waiting to be used. This is especially true in today's world and the vast resources that we have on the internet. The next portion of our hike will take us to those points along our track where you can obtain this new information. We'll explore the first 2 points today and then continue to more points next week. The first area to consider is learning from your own personal experiences. One of the best ways to expand the dimensions of your knowledge is by conducting a serious review of your own past experiences. You have virtually a university of experiences within you. The books that are lining the shelves of your mind were written and placed there by all the experiences that you've had since birth. These experiences continually suggest to you that there is a right way and a wrong way to do everything that you do, and to every decision that confronts you, as well as to every obstacle that challenges you. One way to learn to do something right is to do something wrong. You can learn from failure as well as success. Failure must teach you, or surely success will not reward you. Past failures and errors will prompt you to amend your current conduct, or the present and the future will be little more than a duplication of your past. Regardless of whether you recall all of them, you have recorded memories of your past deeds and of the subsequent rewards or consequences of those deeds. The key is to make these memories of the past events your servants, otherwise the repetition of these events will make you their slave. You must diligently make certain that your memories of past experiences, whether good or bad, are accurate if they are going to serve you to make your future better than your past. You must reflect on your past, reliving the moments, pondering the lessons, and refining your current conduct based on the lessons of your personal history. If you have tended to blame others rather than taking responsibility, then you are seeking to escape from reality, and you will be destined to repeat your errors and relive present difficulties. Once you've reviewed your lessons from your past, then you need to be open to learning from an outside voice. We could all use a little coaching. In a sense, that is the purpose of this podcast and its related journals. It brings to those in search of insights and ideas a new and objective voice. You are capable of correcting your own errors, but there is often great value in an outside voice, someone who can provide an objective appraisal of how you are, what you are doing, and the potential impact of your thoughts and actions on your better future. An objective appraisal from someone whose opinion you respect, someone other than yourself, will enable you to see the things that you do not see. In your personal world, you tend to only see the trees, while an objective and capable friend will more likely see the forest. If this information is objectively brought to you in the form of wise counsel from one you trust and respect, it can lead you to an early and accurate information about yourself and your decision-making process. It can prevent you from reaching faulty conclusions based on the familiarity of your environment. You are indeed wise if you discipline yourself to take counsel and suggestions from someone who cares, because the alternative to this is that circumstances will force you to take it from someone who does not care about you. In the world of business, successful executives often turn to consultants who bring a freshness of an outside voice. Company employees can become so familiar with the problem at hand that they've lost their ability to see the solution that sits on their shoulders. You must make certain that you have access to your own select person or group of associates to whom you can turn for counsel, especially during those times when the winds of life have changed so often that you are no longer certain that you're still on course. Others can help you to examine your actions objectively to ensure that you've not drifted too far away from the fundamentals or the basics. Today we continued up the trail of philosophy and we began constructing the framework on how to develop a powerful personal philosophy. This is not an easy hike to make. It requires absorbing new information that may challenge your current philosophy. It will require learning from your own personal experiences. It will also require that you learn from outside mentors that have your best interest in mind. Next week on Philosophy Friday, we will explore how to learn from other people's failures and successes. Make sure that you join the continuation of our trek on the Trail of Philosophy next Friday. We will discover more information about your philosophy on the 5 trails on life's trek. I do know that you'll find these insights interesting and profitable in living your rich and satisfying life. Our next trek will be Motivation Monday, where we will explore trails on how to get and stay motivated that will bring value to your world. So encourage your family and friends to join us, and then come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek so that each day will be downloaded to you automatically. And if you have the time, I would appreciate it if you would rate and review us on iTunes or Google Play so that others will find out about Wisdom Trek and join us each day. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek journal and podcast each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.